we stand and fight. And Lord, ignite. The world is cold. We stand surrounded. We are not alone. Within my reverie, there's holy light. Without a number, we stand and fight. Oh, 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 we are not alone. Oh, 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 we are not alone.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Oh,
So, Yo Baby's in chat.
yo,
Myers.
baby.
Hi,
Hey,
Sid.
Myers.
So Destin's on, but guys, he's a hit and miss, so he'll be in and out. You'll hear him later. He'll be in and out tonight. We do have other guests coming on. Thank you, Zeke and Bethany, my girl, for coming on.
Emma's here with me too.
Oh, our angel baby. Oh, hi, sweet girl.
Hey.
Hi, Kenneth. How are y'all doing tonight?
Hey, Kenneth.
So we're going to give it a few minutes, let everybody come in. Let's see. Oh, never mind. Okay, I got your message, Dustin. All right, so anyway, so we are going to have some other people join us tonight, and some of them's running behind a little bit. So while we are waiting for other people to attend and jump on, yada, 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 we are going to put Miss Beth in the spotlight. She just didn't know she was going to be spotlighted. But,
Uh-oh, Boo Bear.
yeah. So, I love my Beth. Guys, this event was the first time I actually got to talk with Bethany in person. And y'all would absolutely love her, love her. And, oh man, Dustin, quit. So, just so y'all know, anytime you have an event, you need to bring Bethany, because she has the good chocolate chip cookies, the chocolate cookies in her car. Just FYI.
Yes, okay, I have to. For something like that, I needed my chocolate fix.
Absolutely. So, Bethany, my question to you is, as a person who doesn't do paranormal on the normal, I would like for you to explain what experience you had, how did the night go, if any experience you had, and what was your overall take from a non-paranormal person?
Well,
Hi, Miss.
the overall take that I had, for one thing, the hall itself, the history, was absolutely fascinating. I've actually been after Zeke and Dustin because I'd love to know more and have, and I've had them try to ask Bear and Billy different historical content about the area, including Kentucky. So from that standpoint, it's absolutely fascinating. I was hooked. I admit, I mean, now the energy that I could feel the excitement and energy of the people around. And I have to admit, all of you together has such a warm, wonderful feeling. It reminds me of those warm summer nights growing up, or where you're with your family and it feels good, or you're at a real close-knit family gathering, like at a wedding or a graduation, and it just feels so inviting and so welcoming. And that's all of you together.
It's like a nice summer drive, driving in the Winnebago with the windows down.
Okay, no, just stop ruining it. Just go mute yourself. Emma, mute your father.
Yeah, just front porch sitting. The whole family comes together. Yes, ma'am.
Right. I mean, it was so wonderful. the group, the guests there were amazing.
Were.
I thought it was amazing. The group that I was with, it was two gentlemen and his one lovely wife, and they were in the military. And I thought it was fascinating when they went out into the enslaved cemetery, and they could get a lot of interaction on the cat balls and whatnot because they had been in the service.
Right. I love that. I thought that was interesting. I did get a few videos of it. Of course, that was when I was with Beth, but Chanel showed me a few videos. So I did get to see it, even though I wasn't there on the scene for that. I thought it was very interesting because they were military and the soldiers were really communicating with them.
Yes,
So-
they were. And I want to say his wife, and she was stunning. I think she might have been a nurse. I think that's what he was, or she worked in the medical profession.
Well,
And
I wondered if she was Corps, because usually in the Corps, that's the corpsmen would have that medical background. So I wondered, since they were military, I wonder if she wasn't in that part of the military. You know what I mean?
Possibly, possibly, but
I didn't get a chance to talk with her a whole lot, though. Did you?
a little bit. She didn't really say too much. I know the guys were very enthralled and they were pretty receptive.
Yeah.
But again, actually, they were a very lovely, lovely group. They were all really wonderful. Myself personally, did I have any? Not really, but it was more. But I also went into it. Now, keep in mind, I went into it with an attitude of, I want to observe. Next time, because I do intend to come back. Next time, yeah, let's see if I experience something.
It's absolutely healthy to walk in somewhere and have a skeptic outlook.
Oh, sure.
Well, a lot of people are like, oh, no, not skeptic. But to be honest, when you walk in with a skeptic and then something happens that can turn that train of thought, that's awesome. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
Because like I'm a skeptic on this kind of level. So I believe in certain things, and then there's other things. You still won't have to prove it to me. I have got to see it to believe it. So skepticism and debunking is top notch in it. So go ahead, Becca.
Oh no, absolutely. No, I agree. I'm trying to think of what room.
Thank you, Brandy.
I'm trying to think what room or what area did I feel an affinity toward?
Yes. What was the area that you felt attracted to the most?
Honestly, the library in the basement.
Ooh. Okay.
And apparently, now I heard some stuff about that, but that's for anybody interested in going. I'm sorry, I'm not going to divulge the secrets.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, the library. And
My bluegrass.
yeah, that was, but I left it more, not so much skeptical, but more curious. I'd love to delve deeper. I'd love to see what else is there. I welcome, being thrilled a bit.
Yeah, next time we're just going to lock her in the basement for an hour.
No, we're not doing that to my sister.
The barn. We'll lock her in the barn.
No, I'll be there with you, sis. Now, me and you can be locked in there together.
The only thing I didn't like about the barn was the dirt and spiders. Like that was.
We don't even want to talk about spiders. I was in the
Nikki
barn.
loves spiders.
And
we had no spider. But I went into that doggone office building. Oh no, it's no.
Hey, Vicky, I'm gonna get you a pet tarantula for a Christmas.
No. Yeah.
my boys have been begging for one for years. I'm like, no. When you pay
Dustin,
the bill and you have your own home, you can have one. But
Dustin,
Oh,
we
I-
got a Christmas present for Vicky. An idea for a Christmas present. You and I are going to go in on together.
Oh,
Yeah,
my ex, I have a funny story about a tarantula. My ex's father, he was in the Navy and he had a pet tarantula. And before he would go on tour, you have to kind of put the spiders to sleep because he would be gone for months at a time.
Oh.
Well, he had put it in, he used to kind of put it in, I think it was the microwave, or no, not the microwave, the refrigerator to get it to go to sleep. And it didn't hurt it. It was like a hibernation. They would sleep. Well, his roommate had come back early, didn't realize that the spider hadn't gone into a deep enough sleep. So it was still pretty PO'd. So when his roommate opened up the Tupperware, the spider flew at his face.
Oh, snap. It would have been dead. It would have been dead. Mm.
Flying
So
spiders for Vicky.
when the roommate come back, he'd be dead too. I'm telling you,
Oh.
I do not do demon spawn little seedlings. I do not do them. They are the demon spawn.
Oh,
hear
it
that,
took
Dustin?
everything in him not to smash it. He had to calm
Flying
down and realize
spiders
it was
for
a
Vicky for Christmas.
Do what? Do what? You better behave, mister.
I know. Yeah, Emma, mute him.
We're not gonna have it.
Just hit the mute button, Emma.
Oh, okay. So, hi, Bud Files. So, I do want to comment and go back here. So, Bluegrass says, I have to get there myself. Laugh out loud. It's only about 35 minutes for me, and I haven't got there yet. Shoot, honey, anytime you want to go, just reach out to me. I'll go with you. I go there all the time. I love it.
You gotta
Love
get there, Bluegrass.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta
Yep.
get there.
Absolutely. So, hi, PW. PW's in the house. Our witchy queen. Hi, baby.
She is.
It's so funny though that our Bethany went there as our little skeptic, and yet at the end of the night, I took photos, and there's something right at the top of Miss Bethany's head. Bethany, have you got to see those? Did Zeke show you those?
Yes, and I didn't get a sense of anything. It just, again, just that very warm, welcoming feeling. But again, you all have such a great energy about you that, like, it wasn't anything, again, it wasn't anything bad. It felt like, it reminded me of a wedding I was at when I was a little girl. And it was with a lot of close-knit family and friends. And it just felt like a warm summer evening and just a lot of love. So again, I do recommend it for anybody.
Yeah, we definitely had a lot of welcoming spirits. Actually, and we didn't get it up this week, but we will get it up for next week. But with that being said, like there is a EVP, and after Emma sings, you hear the spirits say thank you to her for singing. But we didn't get it up. Dustin and I didn't get it up tonight. But he is going to get that put up there, and we're going to show that next week. So,
Awesome.
yeah. But we did get. There is one that's coming up, and we're still kind of waiting. I hate to do it, but we might have to go through it here in a minute if they don't show up on time. Even the people that we invited. One is dealing with filming. Another one has a college course that she had to hurry up and jump off with. The other one, I'm not sure why she's running behind, but she's running behind. And then, I don't know. So while we're at it, Zeke, our main man, our brother in the corner, down under. Wait a minute. Hold it. Yep, that's
Yep.
it.
Hollywood Squares.
Okay, so what was your take on the event? Because, this is the first time that you've actually helped run an event. So, how was that? How did you enjoy it? What did you think?
Again, I was glad to be back at Octagon Hall. I love that place and definitely keep feeling a draw back there. Can't wait to get back there in October. Leading the event, I loved it. Was definitely an adrenaline rush for me and a high. So definitely something that I will be doing more of in the future. And I was leading groups in the upstairs, and we got some good communication in the children's room. We had a group up there in the trying to think of the name of the room with the sick guy in the bed.
Oh, that's the medical room.
That's what I was going to say, the medical room.
The medical room.
And we had put a cat ball up there, and as soon as the first group started to leave and it was time to switch out, the cat ball just started going crazy, and it kept going off for a good while that night. Now the middle bedroom, that was the one where we kept getting the spirits telling us to get out, that they did not want to talk. And it was my last group that was there, and Myers was in this group. You know how we got the picture of that apparition of the hefty guy last time we were there?
Yeah,
I sensed him there again in the chair. And so I went over there and I placed my hand over the chair, and I asked him, you know, if you want us to leave, just squeeze my hand and let me know. And immediately I felt something wrap around my hand like that and squeeze, and just a whole lot of heavy pressure. And then somebody in the group took a picture of me standing over the chair and the picture above that chair. And when we went back and looked at the pic on her phone, the picture above the chair was all distorted looking. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. I've never seen anything like
I think it was Miss Daisy, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. And then she took a picture right after I had left, and the picture was clear again. And then when we went back on her phone to find the distorted picture, it was blacked out. It was totally.
I know, she was so heartbroken because she wanted to show me so bad.
Yes,
She
it was.
so disgusted.
It was wild. She showed it to me right after we had it, and we had gotten on somebody's spirit talker that, you know, we were imposing upon them. And so we kind of just left and went to the next room. But I don't know what it was about that room that night. They were not wanting anything to do with anybody. But now the other rooms, the children's room, one of the cool things that happened in there was the one with the little girl we call like the exorcist bed.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I have to go there all the time, and I still can't never remember the name of that room. But yeah, it.
We were in that one, and I went to go stand by the bed.
One of these days, that mannequin is going to jump up and look
I'm waiting
straight.
for it too. I kept
I
asking.
know, I do too. That's the only mannequin that actually creeps me out in the whole house. But go ahead.
You'll like this. The bed starts vibrating, just
What?
vibrating.
Nuh-uh.
Like
Did you get
that.
it on video?
I don't know. People were filming. Maybe somebody's got it on video, but Emma was right there, and she kept touching the bed, and she was like, "Dad, this thing is vibrating. It's shaking, and you could hear it." But then the bed stops, and I'm standing there by the head of the mannequin, and all of us start hearing the mirror on the wall vibrate. And so we're looking at the mirror. And every time I would leave the bed to go over to the mirror, it would stop vibrating. I did it like 5 times. And then I stayed by the bed, and I'm like, okay, y'all walk over to the mirror.
Right.
Stay here by the bed. And they would, and the mirror would kept vibrating. It was only when I would step away from the bed and go towards the mirror would the mirror stop vibrating. And so that was our experiences up there in the upstairs, and it was the last group that I led up there that got to experience that with the mirror vibrating, and with Myers was in that group with the mirror vibrating, and then with the ghost grabbing my hand and the distorted picture.
Oh yeah,
and
he
stuff.
grabbed my hand too when I walked over there.
Yeah, Emma could feel it too.
Well, Emma's fixing to get on here in a minute because I'm fixing to ask her too.
She's up here somewhere.
Are you done, Zeke, or you got more to talk about?
No, that's it. You want to come over here, Emma?
Sure.
All right, come on, Angel baby. Come over here and show your pretty little face. All right, guys. So this is the baby of the bunch. This is our baby right here.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would say for me, probably the craziest thing that I experienced was all the visions that I saw, like walking through the whole house. And I really felt like after being there for a little while, they were really like, this is your home. Like I felt very at home there. Like Bethany was saying earlier, they were very welcoming, except in the bedroom. They didn't really like us in there. But I'm trying to think. What was weird about the bed though is like it was only when he had his face like right by the mannequin's mouth that it all started shaking, and then it all went from there. And then I had a crazy vision when we were in the medical room, because a lot happened in there of just like people getting their arms chopped off and like all that crazy decapitation stuff that they had to do. I saw everything. That was the biggest part of the experience, was like I was there. Like it was almost like being thrown back in time. And and then in the outside kitchen, I had a vision of this girl. I think probably maybe one of the slaves there or something, because she was black, but she put her face up to the like right by the window and was screaming bloody murder. And I was like, oh, like, Dad, did you see that? And he was like, no. And then when we went into the basement, that's where I feel like we had more like movement, because they didn't move too many things this time that we went, but we had we were talking to the mannequin that was Dustin's little girlfriend, and the boys were standing by her, and the rose fell out of her arms like 3 different times. And then what else crazy happened? So he had a flashlight on the table, and like they said that it just like started shaking, like that same vibration thing again, and then they killed the flashlight, like all the battery was gone.
Wow. Now, was that the same military group of boys and girls? That group?
I think I was with different people that time?
At one point you skipped and you came back upstairs with me.
Yeah, no, this was before that. I was with the same group. But yeah, so they got to experience that. And then, what was I going to say? I was going to say something. Crap. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. And so then, when I was with my dad, they also killed his recorder. So they knocked the battery out on that. Yeah. Sure. And then what was so crazy about the picture that she took, because we've had them like delete videos and stuff before that we've taken, but this time they didn't even delete it. They left like the picture there in her camera roll, but it was just blacked out, which I think like that's even weirder. You know, like I feel like it makes more sense for it to just be gone, but the fact that the picture was still there and it was just blank, like.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yep. The spirits will allow you to take photos, but if they don't want you to keep them, they sure enough will take them. I've had it happen. It's frustrating. Oh my God, is it frustrating?
Oh yeah, it's really annoying.
What? There's Chanel from the Elite Vixen.
Hi.
Chanel. My
Hold on,
sister.
I was getting my microphone in, my headphones.
Okay, I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear. Okay.
What else, what else, Emma? What about the parlor at the end of the night? How did you like that?
Oh yeah, like getting to go around to all the different places was really cool, but we didn't get too much crazy activity outside. Like we found less outside than we did inside. But the guitar, that was really cool that they liked it. And I could hear them as I was playing, like they kept saying my name and they were saying thank you. But what was so funny is after I was done, like I forget who had asked them, they were like, "Did you like it?" And they said, "No, leave me alone."
It was me. Janelle was
Yes,
standing there.
yes.
I don't even know who had the spirit talker going because this was during the time I was taking straight EVPs and not running the necrophonics or anything. And Chanel was standing over by, I don't know whose phone it was, but she was standing over by it and the spirit talker was going. The funny part to me was I didn't even know that spirit talker was going because I was running straight EVPs to see.
Yeah, because they were quiet while I was singing. Yeah.
Right. It never said anything on the spirit talker. The whole time Emma was singing. And then as soon as Emma gets through and she goes quiet, and I was like, well, did you like Emma singing? And it says, what was it? It says, no, please leave. I wrote it down because it was on my recorder. It says, no, please leave. But then all the other ones was like saying, thank you. And then here, like, hold it. Let me go ahead and play this. Let me go. Let me find it.
All
because
right.
I found this one today. Now, mind you, it's a straight EVP. There was nothing, no apps, no spirit box, nothing was going during this time.
Yeah.
And this is what's so weird about it is how it sounds. Gonna get down to it. See which one is it. I think it's this one. All right. Again. Okay. Y'all listen because it's at the very beginning. It's a male. So I'm going to play it one more time and y'all listen real closely. Did y'all hear it? Was y'all able to hear it? Make it out? You want me to play it one more time?
Couldn't catch it.
Like
Okay.
I heard the EVP, but I couldn't hear what they were saying.
It says impressed.
Aw.
Now, I had to shorten the EVP because Dustin, right before it undertalks Dustin. And so I had to shorten the EVP down because I almost did not catch it because Dustin says, what do you think about her singing? So I had to short it down because it almost interlapped under Dustin's voice, and there's nothing else playing during this time. Straight EVPs, but it's almost got a mechanical sound to it. That's what I thought was interesting. So let's listen to it one more time. You can hear all of us talking in the background. You can hear that after it says impressed. You can hear the females talking in the background. That was us just conversating. So was y'all able to hear it?
Oh yeah, we definitely caught it that time after knowing what they were saying.
Yeah. So, but I thought, it was really neat that this male says impressed, but it's got this like mechanical kind of sound. So I thought that was definitely interesting. And so, yep. Let's see. We did catch another EVP, and this was at the beginning. Hold on. This was at the beginning, and this was also a standard EVP. No apps, no nothing was going. So straight EVP. Let's see if y'all can make this one out. Bear with me. Technical difficulty.
Sounded like they said nope or help. What was the context before then?
All right.
I here don't know what to feel.
Okay, well, I can't talk. It's still got me muted.
Yeah, you can. We hear you.
You hear me? Because on my side, it's still showing Mike is muted while the video plays, and I'm only seeing the thing.
No, we see you and we hear you.
Okay, well, why is mine acting crazy?
Here, let me try and see.
Yeah, try taking it off because.
I don't know. It's working fine.
I know, I had to hit the dots to even get me to come back. Okay, so, technical difficulties, guys. But what I heard was, this was in the very beginning, and what was actually going on prior to this is when Chanel goes and moves to K2, and her and Billy from Night Stalkers were talking about, Chanel says, she moves to K2. She's like, that was electrical interference. So she moves it over to another side of the room. And Billy was talking about the power outlet cord. And so Chanel's like, well, I don't know, but it kept going off, but I'm going to move it. And then Billy said something. And then you hear a female that says, I don't know how to feel. So we're going to play it one more time, and y'all listen for the female voice because she's really low. This is a disembodied voice, and it says, I don't know how to feel. Yeah, I don't know what. Hold on. I don't know what to feel. I don't know what to feel. I wrote it down. I got my notes. All right. Was y'all able to hear it?
That was all when we were in the room, and we were able to hear that there.
In the
but
parlor.
But listening to it here, all I hear is like that nope or that help. Like that's all that I hear, and I don't know if that was one of us.
That was in the very beginning, but that's not the EVP. That is actually us talking. You and Billy is actually who it is.
The end of the audio clip is actually right when it ends is right after the L on feel.
All right, so let's try it one more time. We may have to try and touch that up, Dustin, and knock the front part off. And yeah, hold on, try it one more time.
You can make out feel easier than the what, but it's not there.
Yeah. So we will try redoing that, guys. We will try and get that bumped up for next week. But it was really cool because she had a very soft, feminine voice, and it was almost like, because Emma, she had sung what Red River Valley, I think it was. Yeah. Red River Valley. And I love that song, by the way. Like, I was like, oh yeah, in there. But so the fact that Emma had already sung one song, and Red River Valley, if you've never heard of it, it's a very old country western type song. They used to play it on country western movies. So it is way back in the day. So here Emma is singing this beautifully, mind you, beautifully. Oh. And you hear this soft-spoken woman, and the KT's going crazy, and Chanel's moving it, and they're having this conversation. But it's almost like this woman is voicing her opinion, like, I don't know how to feel. I don't know what to feel. You know, because you listen to Angel Baby here sing, because she sings like an angel, and that's why we call her Angel Baby. But so it's just really cool to hear all this. All right. Now, since Chanel, we got you online, let's show your pictures that you caught from that night, and I'm going to let you explain it.
Oh, wait, I got two more little things before we switch out.
Go ahead, baby.
So when I was singing Amazing Grace, we were watching back the video that Dustin took, and you can hear them say, I see, after it.
Yes.
And that was pretty cool. And then another funny thing, when we were in that room, they said nobody talks to us because we had all been investigating everywhere else but that room. So they made me feel kind of bad.
Well, and they did say your name a couple times.
Oh, yeah.
And
I heard Emma and Zeke a lot.
they said preacher, and they said Zeke. Now, here's the thing with that. Even though we use necrophonics a lot, it's a standard practice not to really use the EVPs from a necrophonics app, or, you know, unless it's a name that you can back up, something that you can verify. You typically don't use those as a standard EVP. So what you want to use as an EVP is an actual disembodied voice, to where there's no explanation for it. But like the one where we're going to post next week, the thank you, that's pretty cool. But we'll have to say, it's saying Emma, it's saying thank you, it's saying, like, it called Dustin's name, and it said, it didn't call Zeke pastor, it called him preacher. So it said preacher, and then like a minute and a half later, I think it said Zeke. So like, it was still in a communication. But what I thought was funny is because these spirits, 90% of them loved your singing, and then there'd be one or two that would be like, "Oh no, stop," or little snide comments, and then the other ones were coming in basically like saying, "Hush, leave her alone, she's doing good," you know. And that tickled me when I was listening to my recorder today. I got so tickled, it was unreal. So
They were sweet.
you did good. You did good. And just so everybody knows, that was at the end of the night, after all the ticket holders had went home. That was our downtime for us to do our own little mini private. And so we let Emma sing in the parlor, since me and Yo Baby had such good interactions the last time that we were all there, and we done our singing since. So we let her bring it home.
Yeah, I definitely would want to try the guitar again, because I feel like that was really interesting. See their reaction to it.
They enjoyed it for sure.
All right, well, I'm gonna switch out. It was nice talking to y'all.
My baby.
Come sit.
Okay, Chanel. That's sweetheart.
Okay.
Let me go. And I'm gonna let you explain about your photos. Here we go.
Okay. Keep going.
I can't pause it. I'm sorry.
That's fine. Yeah, I know it's the
Yeah.
slideshow. Oh yeah, there's me.
There's Chanel.
Thanks, Justin, for putting that one in.
You did that.
He did.
Oh.
Hey, to be fair, I think I look really good in that picture, and I sent that to you and like you only.
I did. I blowed it up. I thought you were smoking hot, sis.
Oh, thanks.
All right. So, you want to start with the very first photo?
And actually, so they're on there backwards, which is fine.
Oh, okay.
So the dark picture is actually, which is the fourth one, and I know that because it's a slideshow, it's going to be difficult to scroll through those. But so when I took that picture, it was like dusk, so like the sun had just gone down. What time would you say it was, Vicky? Like 8 o'clock ish?
Probably, yeah, 7:45, 7. Yeah, I would say 7:45 because I think it got dark at like 8 to 8:05. So 7:45 would be close.
And so, you know, I'm typically like, for those of you that don't know, so on my team, like we do things like very scientific, and I do my best to debunk everything. and just explain it for to be a natural cause.
Mhm.
And so I'm looking at these pictures and I'm like, I took the first one, which was the dark one, and then I took the 3 subsequent ones. The first one did not have the flash, the 3 subsequent ones did. And when I was looking at them on my phone, I'm like, there's the thing that you can kind of see like in the middle. And I'm like, oh, I wonder if that's a post. But the angle of it was pointed towards the unknown soldiers' graves. Sorry, words, they're hard. Huh?
There's no post back there.
Right. And I was, well, there is behind, like at that angle, there was one for like the fencing. And I looked and I'm like, if it was that I was looking at, the graves would have also been illuminated, because I was thinking maybe it was like some type of reflection, even though I didn't use a flash. And so the next couple pictures with the flash, there's no shine or whatever. So I was like, oh my gosh. And y'all know that Octagon Hall has every single type of paranormal activity there is.
Everything.
Everything.
They have it
From
all.
aliens to cryptids to spirits to everything.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just kept looking at it, and I'm like, so we go back and so Vicky and I, we were actually out in the slave graveyard when I took those. Sorry, y'all. And so we go back to the porch, I'm sitting there with Bear and Billy, and I'm like, Bear, I need to show you something. I'm trying to debunk it. I can't. And Bear actually saw more things than I did. And so, like, looking at it, there was like these lights, which literally, like, when I first looked at them, I thought was like there's like a factory. And he's like, you can't see that.
That factory is over a mile down the
It's
road.
too far away.
Literally over.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, well, okay. I didn't even, because in my brain, I just chalked it up to that's the factory, right? So that, and not only that, but like the lights had moved if you look at the subsequent pictures. So, and it went from like the red one specifically, like moved down and like changed colors. And it was like, what the heck, So there was something in the field. Then there's these other like pictures of like, lights that are unexplained. So it was pretty cool.
So let's play them one more time. Let's see. I got to get back here. And if we could slow them down. Let's see. Here we go.
You can see the lights way more clearly.
Yes.
And yeah, like on here, it's kind of difficult. Of course, me. It's kind of difficult to see like what I was actually taking a picture of, because it is, that's the picture without the flash. And it was just interesting.
It is
very interesting.
Definitely interesting. Yep. So, so what other experience did you have?
Oh my. Okay. So one of my favorite parts of the night was actually me and Tanya had taken the military guys out there, and I loved the interactions that they had. Like we were getting hits off the cat balls, and I just grabbed my phone and was like, I need to record this, because y'all know, like, military can detect military.
Yep.
And it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter if they were military 150 years ago or whatever. Or, if they're modern day active duty, or you know what I mean? Or if they're just in the reserves, or, if they served in World War II, like they can tell one another.
Yeah.
And when you have people like that, you can sometimes, I'm going to use this term very lightly because I don't believe in ghost bait, but you can kind of use them to trigger. Right. And like another, for instance, so like Samantha, my partner on Elite Vixen, she used to be a corrections officer. So when we go to jails, she will say correction officer things, right? And so like they were getting these interactions. They weren't really interacting with anybody else. And so like I said, I just grab my phone and start recording. And like, it was such a cool experience to see that. And there were times when, like I looked at them, I think at one point in time, and I was like, hey, y'all, like if I ask a question and I don't get a response, I want y'all to try the same thing. And we were getting like responses from that, just them talking. And the one gentleman, his wife's name was like mentioned, and then the other gentleman, his like his mother was mentioned.
I gotta stop you for a second.
Okay.
What was his wife's name? I know it started with a J, and that was hard to pronounce. Do you remember?
Oh, was it Jamie? No, because it was something.
I got a name on my recorder today. I'll have to go back, but it actually called out a Jocelyn, and I can't remember. Is that her name?
I think it was Jamie. It was a J name, if I remember correctly. And honestly, y'all know I stay super busy, so I think that I was running my voice recorder, my wristwatch. But of course, I haven't had the opportunity to go through that yet.
Okay.
Because
I got you.
I fit my evidence review in where I can. So, but yeah, it was really cool. And Vicky, I think I sent you that video, didn't I?
You did. I have it.
Yeah. So I don't know. It was a really cool experience. Yeah, I just can't really describe it. It was just so cool to see that interaction. And I know the guys really enjoyed that too. Like, I'm glad that they got to have that experience.
I am.
Yeah, totally.
Well, what'd you think about the barn?
Oh, you know me, I love the barn. I don't really know that I have like a particular favorite part of the barn. The night, because of course, like you and I, we basically, except for when me and Tanya were out there, we were in the barn and the cemeteries. And so I don't know that I had like a particular time where it was like my favorite in the barn. I just always enjoy the barn.
I think it stayed pretty constant in the barn that night.
It did.
But nothing overwhelming as far as evidence. There are a few photos that I'm going to show here in a minute. They were pretty decent photos. But it was pretty like a standard flow through the barn. What do you think?
Oh, I think so too. Like, it was pretty steady, but for me, honestly, I got to say my favorite part of the night, aside from the fact that, Vicky, you just know how to put on an amazing investigation. But like, so my favorite part of the night though was that interaction in the cemetery. Like, that's so heartwarming and like touching to me, like that they got to have that moment.
I know that we had we had steady flow of REM pod. My periscope, we even had to swap out my periscope.
Yeah, we did.
Because it wouldn't stop going. And it's funny, it's because both pair of light scopes that we have, I never get them to work anywhere. But as soon as I take them to Octagon Hall, it's like boom, they never stop. Never. And hi Paradox, welcome. And the cat ball kept going. It was going off all the time. And it was funny, it's because we got a couple of EVPs. We did get some names. There was the Colin and Macy. And then I was trying to find.
That's right, Colin and Macy. Yep.
And I was trying to find their last name. So then it threw out Yates, and I said, "Well, is that your last name?" And it said father, and I was like, "Okay, is this your dad?" I think it said Macy first, and then I said Colin, and it said yes. And I said, "Okay, so your dad is Mr. Yates," and it said yes. And so that was pretty cool. We didn't call Macy to say his last name, but we did get him to say that his father's name was Mr. Yates. So it's definitely something to have to check into.
Yeah, that'd be cool. So did we figure out, because I've kind of slept a little bit since then, but did we ever figure out if Yates was the last name like Colin? So was it like Colin Yates or was it Macy Yates?
I don't know. Even going back through my recorder, it sounds like it's Colin that is actually saying yes. So I'm assuming it's the Colin. Yeah. But I'm wondering if Colin and Macy is not brother and sister.
Right. That's true. I'm about to do a little research real quick while we're here.
Do some research, sister. So I did, while you're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and throw some photos. Hold up. Let me get anybody, if y'all have questions, please ask. Any questions for Bethany, little Emma, Zeke, Chanel? Y'all have heard all their stories so far. So if y'all have questions, please post them. Let's see. Oh,
I was going to say, Vicky, if you want, I know one of them we're not going to share until someone else sees it, because of certain words that were said. But in
right.
one of them, you can't hear that word, and would be safe to do the slow-mo if you wanted to show the guys, since you and Chanel were talking about the two guys.
Is it? Oh, okay, I see it. Okay, well, let's go ahead and show that one first before I show the picture slideshow then.
Okay.
All right.
Titled slow-mo.
Justin, do you want to go ahead and tell the story with it? I know it was already told kind of a little bit while ago.
Yeah, well, several times the rose kept getting yanked out of Yvonne's mannequin arm, and the third time it happened, we were able to finally get it on video. I'm sorry, Monkey's barking. And then
It's okay.
he was bending down just a little bit with a K2 meter and that, and he was getting too close. And when you watch this video, I did it in slow motion so you can see it wasn't touched. And it looks like it got pulled back a little bit and then dropped down into her arm farther, like she was like my rose. Stay away from it.
Yeah. I know it's pretty cool. So we're gonna show you the slow-mo, but the normal one it's amazing. We just got to make sure it's okay because it does say a word in it. We got to make sure that's okay to show. So we're going to show you the slow-mo right now.
Yeah.
So what's so funny is those are actually the military guys, and it seems like they had a lot of activity around them throughout the whole night. But the one, he actually looks down and he's looking at the rose. Dustin, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't the reason why he's looking at the rose is because it previously had already moved?
Yes. And
That's what
we
I
were
thought.
looking at because we made sure it couldn't fall. It's on concrete tile and no vibrations, nothing moves. And he was looking at it and making sure it's still secure, but he
Yeah.
just got too close. And she was like, "No." And if you watch it, you can literally see it goes back just a little bit, like it was pulled back, and then it drops down and the stem goes out up.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to play it one more time. Now this is slow-mo, and the video, once we get the okay, the video that's actually normal is even better than
Yeah,
slow-mo.
you see the It's like she was saying, "This is my yellow rose. You stay away."
Mhm. Like, don't touch it. Get your face back.
My
That's
boyfriend gave me that.
exactly.
Y'all,
Like,
can we talk about how creepy that sounds slowed down?
it was crazy, but
Oh, he literally jumped back like a foot. I
Oh,
mean, he said a certain bad word, and that's why we can't do the other one yet. We just want to get it cleared. But it
yeah.
was funny, and you see like 30 seconds before and like 30 seconds after. You can see it being put back in again.
Yeah. Yep. 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 So it'd be pretty cool. Pretty cool. Like Dustin was so excited over it. I know I'm excited. It was a good capture. Anytime something that moves on video, I love it. All right. So let's go to the picture slideshow.
All right.
This is out in the barn, and you can see light anomalies. That one was so cool because it had a blue tint to it. These all had different little light anomalies in there. And then you see the cat ball going off. These are just some different photos from the night. You do see a mist coming through there. Not all of these has interesting stuff in it. It's just there's people in their photos. All right. Did you get the ones of Bethany on there? Okay, so there was a couple of those photos, and I kept trying to get the spirits to come over and stand by my hand. That's what those are. And then this shows all the people from the event, all these wonderful people that we had.
Had to throw pops in there.
We should have separated these photos. So,
Well, yeah, that's why I asked everyone to send me just the ones that you want to use. I went through and just tried to guess that. I was like,
yeah. Yeah. So there were some definitely interesting photos. Now, mind you, we've all been busy and it's been hectic and trying. Like, I know just even on my end, getting kids back in school, and of course, my kids homeschool. Justin started a new work schedule. Zeke had to go. He's been doing his work thing. Him getting his kids in a new program. And so, like, we haven't been slacking. We've just been busy. So, trying to get everything caught up and put up,
well,
it's
hold
still a
on.
work in progress.
You said the ones of Beth in the parlor, right? I'm getting them for
Yes,
you right
there's
now.
only the three.
Yeah,
See?
I'm getting them.
Okay. Yeah. I really want to show these because what I love about these photos is that they're three consecutive photos, but you can actually see the dark shadow above Bethany's head. But Bethany, hold on a second.
Okay, I got 3 of them. Destiny. Okay, so we got that one of Beth. There's that one of Beth. And she now has her head turned. Oh, that was Billy. Those are the 2 that I've got, Vicky. I'll be back.
Okay, guys. Sorry, I had to step away. and tend to my children. So, what did Dustin say? Because I can hear him saying something before I come back on.
He was showing the pictures, but you can't see the close up.
Yeah, these are not the three.
Yeah.
She's sitting down in the chair. Hold on. Y'all bear with me a minute. Let me see if I can get them resent for Dustin to pull them up. Let's see.
I got them.
Did you get the three?
Yeah,
Or
hold on. Yeah, I got them. I'm doing them now. I went and pulled them off of Messenger. They're
that's
uploading to stream right now.
okay.
I'm sorry, I don't know how I missed those.
That's okay. I'm gonna resend them just in case to your messenger.
These three right here, is that what you're talking about?
Yes. All right. So if y'all look, you can see like there's just a little bit right there at the top of Bethany's head. And you can tell because her hair gets darker. Now, can you flip back through the other one? And the second one, it's not even there. But that first one, it shows it.
And then here's the third one.
Yeah,
And there you
can
see
see
it
really good.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's even like longer, like it's expanded. But this is while we were in the parlor room and Bethany's sitting over there. This is where little Emma is singing and stuff. And like, it's funny, it's because here Bethany is our skeptic and she's brought in, and now all of a sudden here's this shadow over her head, but yet she's our skeptic. That's what I love about these photos. Love it.
Yeah, I didn't have a sense of anything. And it was pitch black in that room. Like,
Yep.
there were no lights on. I think I was sitting across from Myers.
Um,
In the back.
I thought Myers was in the doorway behind me and Tanya. I think Chanel was in the middle doorway.
Yeah, they were in the hallway they were in the door frame,
The
door
gift shop.
jam that leads to the entrance, the hall.
Yeah.
So opposite end.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just thought
then-
that was cool.
That
then
is
Billy
funny.
was right
That's
across
really
from
funny.
us.
Yeah.
Because you can see where Billy was. I actually just showed his picture. Hold on. This was where Billy was right there, totally opposite end of the room.
Yeah. Yeah. There was
Yeah.
Billy and Emma and Zeke. And then I was to the right of Zeke. And then Tanya was sitting to the right of me. And across from Emma and Zeke on the other couch was Dustin and just Dustin. Chanel was standing behind him in
Well,
the
she
doorway.
stood and sat down. She went back and forth from sitting down and standing up, but she was never near where
No.
Beth was.
Y'all know I can't sit still. I was moving all around.
Mhm. But I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. It's my favorite. Even though I have to say that I'm pretty sure that was Miss Daisy that was in the barn, and the light anomaly that was out there. It had, if you could see it enlarged, it has a bluish hint to it, and it's huge. And I love that. But it's still not my favorite photo of the night. My favorite photo is Beth, our little sketchy. She's sitting there, and boom, it's right on top of her head.
I know, since you mentioned the barn, I know that the other Nikki, the wandering orphan, isn't here, but I know she wouldn't mind if we showed her pictures. You were all in the barn with her, so you know what the picture is about. With
I can.
the would you like
Yeah,
to go ahead and do it for her, and then
I will. But
okay.
I was trying to hold on as late as possible. Do you think she's not coming?
Yeah, because I haven't heard back, and I don't know if they
Okay.
had something come up, but we'll definitely let her come up next week if she wants, and she can talk more about it. But this way we can give her credit too on her pictures.
Right. I know Myers and them had good evidence. They had a good experiences. That's what I was trying to say. I can't even think. They had pretty good experiences. They were there. Um,
Well, we can invite them up next week if you want, to talk about theirs and talk about their pictures.
yep.
Uh, all right.
Wait. Oh, okay. I didn't go further down. Far enough down. Sorry. All right. So here is the Wandering Orphan. These are her photos that she took. And these photos were took in the barn and out the slave cemetery. And they were actually my first group that, and Chanel was out in the barn with me all night. Bless her heart. She come. She was my ride or die sidekick for the night, and I loved it. So big shout out to Chanel. But Nikki, Wandering Orphan, and her husband was a part of the first group to come out there. This was the very first group of the night outside, and these are her photos. All right, this is out there. Um, so right here, there is this red color at the bottom. It doesn't show up as good here. Y'all see it here. But while she was taking, these are out in the barn, and you can see the spirits in the doorway. But let me tell you, at the bottom of the tree, Nikki was seeing a little boy. I Wandering Orphan. I'm sorry, maybe I shouldn't have said her name. Wandering Orphan was seeing a little boy at the bottom of the tree, and he was communicating with her. And I went over there, and you could hear a child speak across the necrophonic. So I walked over there. She showed me. She was like, "Oh my God, Vicky, come here, come here, come here." So I go over there. Sure enough, there's this little boy she's communicating with. So I back off to allow her to have this moment as she's taking these photos at the same time. But I didn't want my energy to disrupt their energy flow. And a lot of times you have to be careful with that because had I walked over and started approaching this little boy and started talking to him, I could have pushed him away and she might not have got the experience that she was going to get. So she got these photos, and in these photos, you can see like this shade image at the bottom of the tree, and you can see there's like this red color in the bottom. Like there's no red out there, guys. It's all green. There's no red, but you can see it at the bottom of the tree. Now, the barn, there is, and I know you can't really see it good enough because it's a smaller screen here, but in the barn door itself, like you could see, it looks like spirit materializing in the door itself. And there was some different, like, shadowed images. So she actually caught a lot that is unexplained. Couldn't debunk it. Yes, we tried. Could not debunk it. Now, to the one side of the right, there was a trash can. So if y'all look at those photos and you see this black shadow to the right, that is a trash can. That can be debunked. But other than that, there's nothing else over there. And there is some different shadowing. We're going to play it again so y'all can look through it. But you could definitely see the mist of the spirits that's in the door frame. So y'all look for the little boy and look for the spirits in the door. And y'all see there's a woman over to the left of that photo. And there's the red at the bottom of the tree. And then there's the shadow to the right. That's the trash can. But the shadow on the left of the door and the white materializing. Let's show it one more time.
I'll be back and I'll pull up that picture real quick for you.
Okay. All right. And y'all can see there's this mist shadow, but it actually looks like a female over to the left side of that photo. And then there's the little boy at the bottom of the tree. And then, so you'll look, you see the white materialize, you see how it's a little bit different, but you also see black shadow over there. So those were really, really cool. They're even better in person when you can see them and just pull them up. They're way better. But it's just definitely interesting. And the whole thing is, if you get something, you always want to try and debunk it. If you can't debunk it, then you have to list it as interesting. Man, when you get 2 or more pieces of evidence together and you can't debunk those 2 or more, then you can call it paranormal. But unless you have 2 or more, you don't call it paranormal, you call it interesting. So you can see a light back in the back. There's the orb. You see, like, these are standard photos. Then you see the one, all right, so you see that one. That's got the bluish tint, but it wasn't there in the other photo. Then you got the one touching the ceiling up there. It popped up. And then there's a couple more photos that did have a white thing. Now, you do have to be careful with light anomalies because you have to debunk and try to pick out what is a bug, what is a reflection, and what comes from off the street. Now, you will see a lot of light right back there, and there is lights that's all the way back. So not all that light was different.
And I did zoom in on this picture right here, and if you crop everything else out and just zoom in on the orb, you do see a face in that orb.
Did you go ahead and crop it?
No, I was
Oh,
I was at work when I was going through them, so I didn't think about it.
I got you. Now, I was wondering because you said something about cropping it, but you
Yeah.
just, okay.
Yeah.
We'll
Well,
have to try and do that maybe later. Maybe we'll get it up next week.
but the one that you're talking about here, if people, when you're looking at the door at the bottom, you see there's green on 2 sides, but right there in the middle of that door, there's something blocking it.
Yeah, now that's the trash can, and that's what I was talking about. So that's the trash can that's on that right-hand side below that door. But you will see a black shadow on the left side, and it will look different between the photos. But you will also see that white mist. And there's the black shadow. You see that? And then the white mist will actually, they both changed in both of the photos.
Right, cool.
Thank you, Dustin. That was really nice of you.
Good job, buddy.
Oh, you're welcome. We're a team. It's all of us.
That's right.
And it's what people don't realize. You know, some of us YouTubers or people that we do this. You know, even though we've got busy lives going on, we still do the best we can to try and bring the best and reality of any content. And the part of the reality is we're not perfect. Like right here, all right, I should have done a little bit better, but being, you know, everything going on at work and other things, sometimes we slip up, you know.
Absolutely.
That's what Vicky and I were talking the other night about, kind of the same thing. Like, it takes a team to do this. Absolutely.
Yeah, because it's a big difference putting on an event and having so many people than just doing a private or a solo. It's a huge difference. Huge.
Well,
It's a totally different experience.
Well, it's like,
Not. Oh, sorry.
you
Go
know,
ahead. Dustin.
oh no, I'm sorry. It's like, Chanel, you, Vicky, and I, we've done things like this before, so we're used to it and all that. But it was so awesome with Zeke being his first time, and it was just awesome.
It was Tanya's first time.
And Tanya, yeah.
Dustin,
and,
have you put an event on before with novice hunters? Have you put? I know you've led investigations. But have you done?
Yeah, I wouldn't say like event, but to me it was they paid to be
Yeah.
there. So to me that and it was group, so it wasn't just like one person. It was
Yeah, agree.
multitasking with and all that, and a little bit more involved safety wise.
Yeah.
Well, and there's something to be said for the difference when you have like, just a couple people, or when you have 15, 20, 30. There's a lot of planning and that goes into these. And like all of the backstory, or not backstory, well, backstory is important too, let's be real, but all of the background work that like the ticket holders don't realize that goes into that. I mean, to pull off a public hunt as well as y'all did, I know that there was probably a couple months worth of planning, because it's not just, we're going to have a public event and we're going to have, have 15 people. Boom, let's do it next weekend. If anybody that tries that, 10 out of 10 don't recommend.
Yeah, no, we had it planned out with Vicky and Zeke and way in advance, because we even told them, okay, well, I'm getting all of us walkie-talkies, so it's easier to stay in touch too. Everything's coordinated. Vicky's like, okay, put everyone where they were best suited and their best interactions. And,
that's another thing. My walkie-talkie died very early on.
They do that.
It drained quick.
They do. The spirits will drain them.
And they were fully charged because ours still had full power.
Yep, they drained my walkie-talkie, and my voice recorder was fully charged, and I turned it on, and it lasted like 3 seconds, and then it was dead. I didn't even get to do EVPs till later on during the night because I had to charge it.
I've been on investigation. I've had a recorder, and I have 100 and something EVPs recordings, and every one of them disappear. The spirit will do it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's so heartbreaking when that happens too.
Come on, y'all, for real.
I do want to kind of make Chanel's head just a little bit bigger, though. She was awesome, and thank you so much for helping out. And Vicky had something that she had to get taken care of too, and you and Tanya, doing it. So very, very grateful for you helping us out. And it was such an honor.
It was an honor to do it, and I appreciate being even asked to help, because I was just going to come and just hang out and have fun. So it was an honor. Thank you, Vicky, for being like, you mind helping? And I'm like, of course, say less. So, you really did put on just a fabulous event, and I would do it again every time.
We gonna see you in October?
In October? I don't know. Do you need my help in October?
Well, if you just came to visit,
See,
I might can work that out.
When are y'all doing y'all's? Because y'all are also doing one. We've been doing them. We've been doing the novice hunts up at Octagon. I know I've done them for the last 20, 21, 22. This will be, I think this is my 4th year.
Yeah, this will be my 3rd year.
Well, if she's doing it, we can all go to hers too. Or you and I can, if Zeke and Tanya can't make it. We can go and show our support.
Yeah, when is y'all? Y'all's is the 3rd weekend, right?
3rd weekend. It's the 20th and 21st.
I'll act like a novice for.
Yeah, it's good. We should. Yeah. I had to think about dates real quick. Dustin, we should definitely show up.
Okay, let's go for it. As soon as they go for sale, let me know, and I'll buy mine, and we can be some novice hunters for her.
Hi, Market. Yeah, I think we are too. I think we ought to show up. I'd be like, okay. All right, ladies.
Vicky, I'll put your ass to work like I did last year.
There you go.
I know I did. I helped the Elite Vixens last year, and then I helped Bear and the Night Stalkers one night last year. And then I was on the old team the years before that. So we did the Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. We did our novice hunt several years prior to that. But I think, is last year the only time I helped y'all, Chanel, at a
Yeah.
novice? Okay.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
year before we did, I can't remember the dates that which weekend we did. Last year we only did one night. The year before we did a whole weekend.
Yeah.
And I remember, so there was my team at that point in time, I think was 8-ish. And so we split the team in half. Now me and Samantha, we went both nights. That was the, and I think Bear did this to me last year too. He made me do the history tour. And I was like, hey. He's like, you know it, you do it. I'm like, so yeah, I ended up doing the walkthroughs before, which typically he does when he opens the hall. He was like, you know how to do it.
Yeah.
Bear.
Well, we'll make sure to help push out your weekend too, and everyone
same.
else's, just to help out.
I'm just going to say, I was really impressed with Zeke upstairs. I was really impressed with Dustin downstairs. Y'all did awesome. I was really impressed. I thought y'all rocked it.
My only regret is I was having so much fun and so excited with people wanting to have hands-on with it, with everything, that I didn't even think about taking pictures or
I didn't either, man. I took no
much fun.
pictures.
Well, now that's typical though. When you run the novice hunts, even though we did take short videos, you typically do not do video while a novice hunt. The novice hunt is all about the ticket holders.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Teach them and let them have their own experience. So they're the ones who take photos. They're the ones who take
They
videos.
loved, because I showed them how the SLS works, and they were, and then handed it to them, and oh man, yeah, they were taking turns holding it, looking at it, and it was so awesome. It was so amazing.
Yeah, and that's really what it's all about when you host the novice hunts or when you host a public event. It's all about teaching them the history, and honestly, it's all about teaching them how to investigate. The proper ways to do it. And Vicky's 100% right. Like, the only reason that I got as many pictures as I did is because, I wasn't in charge. And typically when I do these in Octagon Hall, just like Vicky, I'm in charge.
Oh yeah, but
so
even
I
before and after, I wish I would have done. Yeah, but the excitement, you get caught up into it, because it warms your heart, and you see them getting into it, and their smiles, and it's like a little kid in a candy store. Ooh, ah, ooh.
Mm-hmm. It is. It's exciting. It really
I think
is.
next time I'm just going to get one of those little GoPros and strap it on my head and record everything the whole time and go back and watch it, see if I get anything.
Yeah, when you're busy running these, that's what you're focused on.
Yeah.
It's making sure. Sorry, y'all. There's a child who has decided. Vicky, you can take over. Hold on, I got a parent.
All right, go ahead. I got you.
Actually, Zeke, you and I should probably go when Chanel has her weekend.
Yeah, I would be good with that if I can get away, depending on what happens
Yeah.
with my
How cool
work and
would
stuff.
that be? Have our whole family there to help show support.
Yeah, I don't know. Emma wouldn't mind going back either. A third time. She's going to come again in October when we do ours.
So see, that would be awesome. We could all 2, 3, 4, 5.
There's 5 tickets right there.
They're hilarious.
And this Tanya would feel like
$1
doing
in
two
for
trips.
it.
Uh-huh.
If Tanya felt like doing 2 trips, we could have her in there, and the whole family would be there showing support for Sister
Oh, I'm sure
Chanel.
Tanya would jump at it. Yeah.
And I want to thank everybody too who bought books. I wanted to make sure that
You do.
I did that. I did well. So thank you everybody for buying books. Like
How many did you sell, though? I need to know. How many
I
did
think
you
like
sell?
20,
Yeah.
25 total, somewhere around there. So what y'all did by doing that is you contributed so much towards the Winnebago Fund.
Oh, God.
Like it is just incredible. So
You know what? I've decided you and Dustin can.
me and Dustin
Oh,
will.
you turned Bethany off? Nuh-uh. Bethany, come back.
Boo Bear,
He's there.
be having issues.
Okay.
Yeah,
Say it again.
I didn't
when
either.
Dustin
It was
what?
just a picture.
Baby, you cut out. Bethany,
Having issues all night.
what were you gonna say?
You and Dustin drive that off into the sunset together.
There's a thing of beauty right there. You know that one.
Yeah, with a top speed of 10 miles an hour.
I'll ride in it with the Unicorn King.
have a
We'll be
blonde
going down
hair,
the road. We'll be riding in style. We'll own it. Yeah.
Oh, I wanted to show Bethany this as well. Somebody made me an Art the Clown bookmark.
Oh,
Lisa Vasquez made that, Bethany, just for me. You see that?
I see it.
Don't you like it?
I've seen it. Just get it off the camera.
Oh,
she's pleading the fifth. Yeah.
she's does not like Art the Clown.
No, I don't. It scares me.
She said two,
Yeah.
mister. Two.
I'm working on a third one.
And
Me
I
and
know.
Bethany, y'all go ahead and y'all get y'all's Winnebago thingamajigger. Me and Bethany, we're gonna go get us a hippie van. We're gonna go get us a hippie van.
Yes.
We're gonna
A
decorate that.
VW van. Yes. And
Well,
we'll put
you go ahead and be.
Well,
you
We're
go
gonna have
ahead
our
and do your
chocolate
Scooby
cookies
Doo
and
thing.
y'all ain't gonna have none of it.
Zeke and I will go off Johnny Walker style.
That's right.
Y'all do your Johnny Walker. We're gonna have our chocolate cookies and we're gonna do our thing.
Yeah.
exactly. You guys don't get any chocolate cookies.
None.
Wow.
But
Do you see the tears falling down from my eyes right now?
I'm going to be howling with laughter, whatever. You guys can't even get it out of the park.
I'm gonna hook up a unicorn fluffer farter machine to the back of it, so that way we can go zooming past, and you're gonna have fruity color types, dust going at you. And
Yeah, right. That thing will fall apart. You get it up to 15 miles an hour.
We're gonna make it out of the driveway. They're gonna have a lawnmower motor to it.
Just has to go.
Yes.
oh, Zeke, no, we can. While you're driving, we'll use your Art the Clown mask. We can put a drone underneath of it, and as we're going past it, we can put it out the window real quick and have it hovering right in front of them.
No, we're gonna zoom past y'all and just throw holy water out at you.
That would probably take out half of the RV.
It probably would.
The spirits are holding it together.
But in
You
all
misspelled
honesty-
duct tape.
Yeah, or Scotch tape, depending.
Hey,
Masking tape.
Yeah, Elmer's glue. Yeah.
I've used duct tape on my Camaro before when someone rear-ended me, and I had to keep my rear spoiler from flying off. And let me tell you, 100-mile-an-hour duct tape does the job.
Yep. See, we're good, Dustin. We're good.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I bet
I don't
you
know whether
Daryl
to
would
be
ride in it
impressed or
today.
just find it hilarious.
Impressed. You'd be very impressed. We'll have that thing in tip-top white trash shape.
But in all honesty, it was awesome. Everything went smooth. It was an honor. I never get tired of listening to Bear and Beth talk about the hall, and then listening to Chanel's experiences there, and finally getting to meet her. Yeah, all of us. It's like one big happy family and friendships. It's just you can't ask for a better time.
Yeah, and let's
Absolutely.
talk about Beth for a minute. So the other Beth, she did wonderful that night too. She did quite a few of her mediumship and Reiki readings. I know we all got one. So many people there at the event got one, and she had some experiences out in that office.
I
Z,
wanted one, but
Z, didn't you want to share kind of what kind of experience you and Beth had out there doing y'all's?
Yeah, so we sat down to do my reading, and I think it was towards the beginning. I don't know if it was as soon as we started or maybe like right before I sat down, but that door to the office just flew open.
See,
Just like
that's just
that.
crazy.
And then afterwards, we went outside. The ashtray was broken on half and thrown to the ground. The sage was lit and under the porch. I had to get down there and get
It
it.
wasn't lit prior, right?
No,
See, okay, you got to throw that out there.
yeah, it was not lit prior. And the ashtray was broken. The sage was lit, burning under the porch.
Wow,
Yeah.
that is crazy, crazy. Well, I'm gonna tell about my experience too.
All right.
Mine was at the end of the night. Thankfully, Chanel jumped in and took over for me for a little bit. While I went in there with Miss Beth and my sister, my other sister, and we go in there. We go in there and sit down, and we all know. Look, I can handle snakes. I can deal with anything, just not these little demon spawn spiders. Oh my God, I ain't deal. Okay, so we all know this. And I literally sit down in the chair across from her. She starts talking. All of a sudden, I see move across the floor, after motor her feet. It goes towards the wall. I jump up, have a duck fit. I ain't gonna lie, I had a duck fit. Now I can handle spirits all night long. I don't care what they look like. They can have horns. They can wear wings. I don't care. I can deal with that. If I hear something, I'm running to it. These little things, no. It's all you. You can have it. Burn the shed down. I'm good. So I go running to the door. I told her, sis, it's all you. You got to kill it. You want me to come back over? You better kill this thing. I say, because I am not coming back over until it's gone. And I mean, gone. So anyway, so she does. She gets the broom. She does her thing. I go sit back down. She goes talking again. I notice something out of the corner of my eye. And then all of a sudden, even after what I noticed, then all of a sudden I see this spider. Wow. Crawling under the door frame. As soon as I was like, Beth, you better go. As soon as she jumps up, the thing's gone. So then we finally finish. I go to leave. I go to the door. Go to put my hand on this door to open the door. It's one of those big old jumping spiders. That sucker's huge. It was bigger than a quarter. It was in the door frame. Huge. I go to put my hand up there. Hell no. Nope. I go back. I'm trying. I don't know why there was a tire iron tool in there, but I hand this thing to her. I thought, here, Beth, use this. She's like, no. She's like, I'm going to use the broom. I'm like, no, you need to use this. She's like, no, I'm going to use the broom. So anyway, she gets it. Soon as she gets it, I hit that door running. As soon as she gets that door open, I come flying up out of there. Now, all that long, I had been in the barn, out in the slave graveyard, out in the family graveyard. Not one spider. Then I go in the office building out there, and three. No. Yep. That's how my night went. Go ahead. Y'all can laugh.
I'm sorry, I was laughing.
I'm still
I
gonna
didn't realize that I was
get
muted.
you a tarantula.
No.
I was there, and I I think at one point we were in, I think it was the parlor, it was where the coffee was. And I saw you just get up and literally, you jumped up and you were running out of the room.
Yes, I come out of the bathroom. I go to shut the door. We're in the gift shop area. I literally go to shut the door. I turn to look, and there's a spider on the cup over there. And I said, "Oh, hell no, I'm gone. Gone. Gone."
It was and it was Nikki, wasn't it, who went over?
I don't know if it was Nikki or Tanya. I think it might have been Tanya. But it
Who
was
went over and smashed it? Or took care of it?
Smashed it. I was gone. I didn't look to find out.
It was Nikki. She came over. That woman's as tough as nails. She was so awesome. She didn't even bat an eye. She just picked it up, took it out. It was hilarious. She didn't care. It was awesome.
No. You got a problem with snakes? I'm your girl. I got a hoe. I ain't got no problem abusing it. I'm your girl. I will pick it up, move it to a safe place. Or if it's poisonous, no, I ain't playing with it. I just chop its head off.
Look at your name, Vicky.
Huh?
Look at your name.
Justin. That's going for you. Your butt. This is mean. Look, and then you put it all in chat too. Oh. No.
That's too funny. No, I think it was it Chanel or somebody coming up through the basement, just going nope because they thought they saw a snake downstairs. I was, ugh.
No.
I don't know if I did that. I can't remember, but honestly, it sounds like something I would do because no.
I think it was you, Chanel. You were bounding up the stairs at the end because there was a snake, and you were like, nope, that's nope.
Nobody came and got me. Usually everybody comes and gets me. Or they see a snake. Oh no, it's weird.
I'm with Chanel. Nope to snakes and ticks. That was my other fear out in the enslaved cemetery was ticks. I'm like,
I sprayed you. I sprayed you with all honey.
yeah, that's true, but I'm still paranoid. I just, having it on me. Ugh.
I can't. I don't like ticks, and let me tell you why. Y'all gonna get a kick out of this. This is not paranormal. My husband Neil, when we first was dating, we used to go hunting all the time, right? Well, we get out, and I'm talking about when we're hunting. We down in East Tennessee, and we own 3,600 acres. So we out in the freaking boonies in the middle of nowhere, and we're out there. And I don't remember what happened, but we got stopped on the four-wheeler underneath these trees. And I don't know what he was working on. He was fixing something on the four-wheeler. We get to going, finally get to going. I start itching, right? I get to looking down, and we had gotten in a bed of seed kids. Babies. I kid you not. I was in tears. I swear there was like 250 of them all over me.
Nope. That's man.
Come home. I stripped off, put all my clothes in a trash bag, go running into my bathroom, and took a shower for almost an hour before I got every one of them finally off. That was the last time I went hunting.
I'm with you. Oh my gosh.
I had PTSD. I am not even playing. Y'all know how I am about spiders. And these little suckers look like baby spiders.
Yeah, they do.
We had a 45-minute drive after the 20-minute four-wheeler drive to get to the truck. Then a 45-minute drive home with these little bays, turds. That's the best way I can call them.
Crawling on you.
Yes. Right now, I got another one that y'all are going to die laughing.
Okay.
I was pregnant with Joshua, and I looked like I was carrying triplets with Joshua. Okay, and I mean literally triplets. I'll have to show y'all a picture. Well, anyways, we had an old Monterio Sport, right? And it had the gear shift in between the two bucket seats. Well, we're driving my older son for his golfing lesson. And I look up, and on my window frame, there is this teeny tiny little spider. And I swear, it is no bigger than the end of a pencil lead, right? It's crawling up the windowsill, but I can see the thing crawling, and I'm just like, oh. So I'm like, oh my God, Neil, you need to kill it. You need to kill it. He's like, honey, just roll down the window. Okay. And then he's like, just crack the window. It'll fly out. Okay, sure. I don't even know why I thought I'd listen to him. You know, we don't listen to males, but I did. I paid. Because as soon as I rode that window down, that sucker flew back on me, honey. I dumped straddled over the gear shift in between him and the steering wheel. We ran off the road. Luckily, it was flat. It was flat between the pavement of the roadway and the people's yard, because we ended up in these people's yard. I looked at him and I told him, I said, I don't know where it went, but I'm not going back over. You're riding, bitch. I'm driving. And he had to go over and ride. And I finished driving. I don't know where it went. Nope. But it was funny because wait until y'all see these pictures, because I was 8 months pregnant and made this happen. Yep.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yep. I got another story, but I'll tell that off. I won't tell that online. I'll have to tell that one. Just wait. Yes, spiders don't like me. They torment me. But here's the thing. Like, I got bit by a brown recluse when I was 15 because, you know, we live in the country, and my mama used to hang blue jeans on the clothesline. Yeah. I do not.
Okay. Because I grew up real poor, and my mom had to do the same thing. But even jeans, like, you hang them on the line, like, you're going to be able to stand them up. They'll be able to walk away themselves. I mean.
I got out of the shower. I put these jeans on that are stiff.
Oh, yeah, that's an understatement.
Yeah, I know. I'm right there with you. Honey, we had an outhouse when I was in the 8th grade, and we had well water. Let me tell you, I know about growing up poor.
Oh, yeah.
And in the country. So anyways, I put these blue jeans on, and on my calf muscle itself, I felt a sting. At first I thought it was a bee. So I reached down there and I smack it, right? It kept stinging and stinging. And it was a baby brown recluse. And I ended up having to go to the doctor. I had to get a shot there, and I had to get antibiotics because by the next day it had started doing this hole, and it was black and brown. Yeah. And it was awful, awful. And when I come up out of my jeans, you know, I shook my jeans, and this thing falls out, and I'm just terrified. So now y'all know why I don't do spiders. They don't like me. Swear to God, they torment me on purpose.
Now, did they have to take a chunk out of your skin from where the brown recluse bit you?
No, it was funny. It's back then, because, you know, I'm old. And so we're talking, let's see, I was 15. So we're talking 31 to 31 and a half years ago.
Okay.
And when I went to this doctor, he literally put a shot where that spider bit me.
Oof.
I don't know what was in the shot. I was 15. I have no clue.
Okay.
But I do know that he gave me antibiotics after that. And I do know that he gave me this ointment thing that I had to put on there.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that shot, I don't know what it was, but it hurt. Like it hurt.
Yeah,
So,
because a brown recluse bite, yeah, I mean, if it progresses, you can have a chunk of skin removed, or like the body part needs to be amputated because of the venom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's that bad. And the worst part was it was a baby brown recluse. So a baby one, just like a snake, they don't know how much venom that they're putting out. And he said, I remember the doctor told me that I was actually really lucky because probably when I smacked it, I like shocked it, and so
Mhm.
it was only able to bite me in quick successions and didn't get enough, and that was why it was a repeated bite. And so he told me, he said, it probably, because it was still, even though it was relatively quick, because it had happened, like it was late afternoon, because we'd been out playing all day, and I remember taking a shower because I was going to go out with some friends, and so it was probably, I want to say like 6 o'clock in the afternoon, night, and we were just going to go out. But by the next morning, early that morning, I wouldn't say like 7:30, I got up and I wasn't feeling good. And I was feeling extremely sick
Mhm.
after the clinic, and I get to looking down and I see that it had already started doing like this. It was brown and it had a darker, almost black color, and it had like this little bit of hole that was already starting. And I was freaking out. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to die. I'm 15, right? I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to die. Blah, blah, blah. Mama took me to the doctor. So luckily, like we got it. It was super quick. I didn't wait. We're talking like 12 hours, you know,
Good.
because I think that time the doctor we had, I think he opened at 8. So, and we didn't live that far. So that was the lucky thing. But I'm going to tell you, even after the antibiotics and stuff, the hole still, it got bigger. Like I had a scar. I don't know if you could see it now because I'm older, but I had this white dot scar for the longest time, longest. And it was probably, the scar itself was probably maybe the size of a dime. So, but I was young.
Wow.
Yeah.
By the way, thank you so much, Dustin, the clown queen. Thank you so much. You are not funny because he knows I'm terrified of Art the clown.
Oh, he's awful.
The clown.
I was
When
waiting,
did you change that?
I didn't see that either.
I was waiting to see how long it would take you.
When did you change that?
Right after I put Vicky's back to normal.
Yeah, I just noticed that too.
Thank you. Too funny.
So, anybody else? Dustin, do you have anything you want to add for tonight?
No, just how grateful I am for. I was actually in a private live stream on in my YouTube group on the way home, and uh, Jose was in there, Puerto Rican. He's an old supporter from way back, like 2016, 2015, something like that. And I was telling him, I said, I don't know how I got so lucky or blessed for God to bring you and Tanya into my life, and then Zeke, and now we got Sister Chanel, and just like what in the
And
hell
Beth,
is it? I'm just
Beth,
grateful for all of you. I can't thank you all enough.
aw. Well, we love you too.
Yeah.
Always remember the phrase like
Absolutely.
attracts like. So when you got good people around you, that means that you yourself are a good person. Because if you weren't a good person, you know.
Mm. So and it was a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to October's events and many, many, many more.
Yeah.
Likewise. Yeah, hopefully I'd like to take Zeke to Chanel's weekend.
That would be
We're a
nice.
whole lot of fun.
Well, you
Yeah.
got 5 tickets automatically sold, so you have to let us
They're
know. Keep an eye on it so we can buy them.
they're a hoot.
Absolutely.
Bethany, you will crack up. I'm telling you, you will crack.
Because I'm off on the weekends now. I'm off Friday, Saturday, Sunday every weekend.
Oh,
Mm.
awesome.
Good.
Yeah.
It is. It's an experience to go with the Vixens. I love it. I'll never forget. We oversaw the Oldstone Jail. I was team lead on my last team, and we oversaw the Oldstone Jail. And the elite Vixens came up there. They investigated, had a private, and I sit back and I watch them because we're overseeing. So they have their own private. We're not doing anything. They rented it, and we just sit back and we watch. I cracked up. I fell in love with them from day one. And you talking about sass and humor, hilarious. And the thing is, they know their stuff. They do, but they're funny. And I sit back and I laughed at all these women. I loved it. It was like going to a paranormal comedy. I'm not even kidding. So, and they were
There's a
getting.
reason our DVR does not record audio. We've been known to say some things that people be like, did they just say that? Yes. Yes, we did. Yeah.
Speaking of, hold up, because I laughed my ass off today going through my recorder. Guys, Bethany, I don't know if you were in that group or not. I know Tanya was there, and I wish Tanya was on here. There was a question. We were doing a 360 EVP session out in the slave cemetery. I've never heard this word before in my life. And I'm holding the recorder for everybody to ask their questions. We get to Chanel. Chanel, would you like to tell them the question you asked?
I did, yes. It was pantaloons or petticoats.
I have
I
never
remember
heard
that.
a
Yeah, I was like, okay, yeah, that was interesting.
I looked at Chanel like, what the hell are you talking about? I've never heard of pantaloons. Never.
Seriously? You've never heard of pantaloons?
Yes, but I've never heard the word pantaloons. And I just looked at her like, what are you talking about? I had no
The
clue.
word pants is from pantaloons and
Yeah.
panties. It's all the same root word.
It's underwear.
Yeah, I've never heard that. Never. Petticoats, yes. But I've never heard pantaloons. BVD.
Because you're a lady.
Yeah, I know those words.
And seriously, that's underwear. I mean, like that, yeah.
Yeah. But I'd never
Asking
heard.
a man or a woman.
Like, I was dying. I wanted to K-Roll so bad. I'm just looking at her, and I know my facial expression had to be hilarious.
It
I
was.
was there. That's why I was like, okay, yeah, that's an interesting question. And I think I looked over at you because you had the weirdest look on your face. Like, what?
Yeah, I know. My face was, what the hell are you talking about? I know what my face was because I was out there, and I was K-Roll. Like, I couldn't laugh because we were recording, but I'm sitting here dying inside, dying now. And when I listened to my recording today, I just busted a gut. And I had my earbuds in, so I thought, I know my kids were thinking, Lord, Mama's laughing like that. What's going on with her?
She's just laughing at Chanel.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just 1800s panties. It's just, yeah.
But there was, I have to go back through it. There was a response, and I think it said
I think
pants.
it's pants, if I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta speak their language.
Yeah. And that's the thing. You got to go by what era that they were talking. So, Dustin, did you hear that?
Sure did. That's how I talked to him. That's how I talked to Yvonne and the other spirits, like back in their day, and come down to the level.
No,
Sorry
I meant,
that You went through what you want.
The word, honey.
Yvonne, what color her petticoats are, Dustin?
Ooh.
Do you get saucy with her like that?
I'm a
You
gentleman.
have to next time y'all go. Like you have to see if you can get a response.
What color are your granny panties, Yvonne?
Petticoats.
Yes, petticoat.
Petticoat. That's funny.
It was funny. What? I know there was something that happened when we was at the family cemetery too, but I can't remember what it was.
Oh.
Do you?
Was it when we asked, somebody had asked during the 360, like who they liked more, me or you?
Yes.
Is that what you're thinking?
Mhm. Y'all know what it said? So they asked at the family cemetery, who do you like better? Do you like Vicky or Chanel? What do y'all think they said? Should have been me, right? Because I'm hilarious. No, it wasn't me. It said Chanel.
I think my response to them was they were lying. Was that?
Yeah, that's what she said. She's like, they lied. I was like, see how you are? I'm like, fine, I'm going back to the barn. It was funny, though. It really was. Yeah.
Oh, I just thought of something in the barn. Actually,
Yeah?
and I don't know if I have video of it, and I wish I would have remembered this earlier when we were talking about it. I'll have to, once again, when I get an hour of free time or something like that, 3 hours of free time, I'll have to go back and listen to my voice recorder because it's probably on there. But were you there, Vicky, or was it me and Tanya when we were asking about, it was me and Tanya. We were like debating whether or not to go to the cemetery because we were trying to be mindful of time. And y'all know that sometimes, as best as we try, things don't always go to plan. So we're trying to be mindful of time, and we're talking about possibly going to the cemetery. And I believe that we had asked a question or whatever, and we got the response. I think it was on the Obulus, like something about we might have just been talking, or we had asked, like, do you want us to stay? Do you want to keep talking? I can't remember because once again, I've kind of slept since then. But they had said the response, like, can you leave now? Leave us alone. Or something along those lines. Was like, we're done talking. We're tired. We want to go to bed. Stop, leave us alone. And so at that point in time, and I wish that Tanya was here because she could probably remember. But yeah, so like at that point in time, that's when we went over then to the cemetery. And this is when we had the military guys, the other little girl. I say little girl, she was a woman, y'all. But
yeah, she was.
Yeah.
But to us, still.
Yeah. I can't remember who else was with us, but yeah, like that. They basically were like, get out, leave us alone. And so that's when we went to the barn, and like, I'll have to really listen to my voice recorder and see if I have that on there because I know I don't have video of it.
Right.
But that was a really cool experience, and I don't even think that's been talked about because I'm just now remembering it.
No, that hadn't been talked about. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Well, now I tell you what. Speaking of experience, Zeke, I'm sure that they had a lot of stuff going on upstairs. I did not get downstairs where Dustin was that night. But during free roam, I did go upstairs, kind of just overseeing. And Tawny come up, Dustin come up for a minute, and then he turned around and went back down. But it was funny is because when I walked into the master bedroom, the big armoire wardrobe thing, there was something trying to come out of that thing. And like it was making all kinds of crazy noises. And it done it like 4 different times. I wish I'd have got that on video, but then, we're doing novice hunts, so you're not really supposed to video. But it was freaking the guys out. They're like, oh my God, you hear it? And I'm like, yeah, I hear it fine. And so then me and Tanya, we walk into the sick room, and we're taking photos through there. And then all of a sudden, Chanel had put her Boo Bear on Mary Elizabeth's bed in the kids' room. And all of a sudden, you hear it say something about tickle my tummy or touch my tummy. What does it say?
It says, oh, that tickles.
Yeah. And so the belly was lit green. And so I hollered. I was like, "Hey guys, the Boo Bear is talking in the kids' room. Y'all want to check this out?" So we go. I wish Tony was on here so she could help tell this. But we go in there and it's talking. And so the guys are talking, and then all of a sudden I hear sounds like somebody coming up the stairs. So I run to the stairs. I start taking photos. It literally sounds like somebody's coming up, going down, coming up, going down. Tawny comes out behind me. She takes some photos. We go back into the room and we're talking to the guys. The guys are talking. Then all of a sudden I don't even remember what R we was using, but it said Vicky. And I'm like, oh, it says my name. Then all of a sudden you hear this musical sing-song sound. I thought it came from the other room that I don't like that Zeke was in, that he was talking about the mirror moving and stuff with that one mannequin that lays in the bed. The attic room. Well, anyway, so I thought it was coming from there. So I start to go that way. And Tony's like, no, that's my scare bear downstairs in the dining room. So then me and her start to go downstairs. Dustin's standing in the doorway of the dining room. He says he didn't hear it at all. So there was no sound whatsoever that he heard downstairs. And I walked my butt over to this scare bear, and the battery's not even plugged in. Was not even plugged together.
Well, yeah, and nothing went off because I was doing the
Right.
folding chairs for Bear, and that thing, nothing. I didn't hear a single sound.
Right. Did you hear right before that? Did you hear anything walking up and down the stairs?
No, I mean I heard myself running up and down the stairs saying, "When Mama Vicky calls, you go running." And
No, that was earlier. That wasn't at the end of the night. That was earlier.
yeah, that's the only running I heard.
Right. Yeah, that was crazy because we was all taking a pizza break. Were Beth, Chanel, were y'all in there with me while we was taking a pizza break, or
No, they were down in the basement with me. All three of us were in the library.
Yep.
and y'all heard my voice?
I thought it was Tanya.
Yeah, I thought
Well,
so too. But
I
once
heard
again,
someone
I
calling
slept.
my name.
Yeah. So then Dustin comes running up her, and he out of his mouth he's like, "Well, Mama Vic calls, you come running," and I'm like, "No, I didn't call for you. Nobody called for you. I was sitting there. We was eating pizza and taking a pizza break, and I was telling a story, and no." But that happened to you, Dustin, a couple times during the night, right? You was outside on the porch, and it happened too.
Yeah, quite a few times. Because even Chanel said, "Dustin, they won't give you a break or something like that." Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, we had a wild ride. It was definitely memorable and had quite a few experiences that night. Don't everybody talk at once.
Oh, I'm just listening to you.
I was having issues.
Oh, okay.
I was listening. Yeah, I just thought I thought it was a lot of fun. It was just so much fun.
Anyways, and Vicky, I know that I said it there, but I'm gonna say it again. The amount of work that I know that was put into this, and all the running around and coordinating and everything like that, like you just did such a great job.
Aw, thank you. I think we all did wonderful, but yes, it was it was a load off
It's
to
a
get it
lot of
all done
stress.
and going through.
A lot of stress when you do that. And I mean, like you've seen me, remember when we did that public investigation at Old Stone Jail and I was there like losing my mind. You remember that?
I do.
Like
I
I
do.
would go because there was so much to coordinate and you just pulled it off. Y'all did so good. And I'm just glad I was able to be there, be a part of it.
Well, we're glad you was able to be there and be a part of it, and we're glad that you helped us out. And I think we all had a good turnout, and we all had a good night together. And what do you think, Dustin?
I agree 100%. 100%. And even when it was just us three after Beth left the Old Stone Jail, even upstairs there, this that whole weekend was nothing but fun
Yeah,
and adventure.
we could talk about that. Why don't you talk about your experience at the Oldstone Jail that night? So on Friday night, we went for a few hours. Dustin, why don't you talk about your experience there, honey?
Well, Tanya was using Spotted Ghost's app for the LiDAR, and it's kind of like the FLIR camera, basically the same thing. And the ladies they were up there using it, walking around, and I finally get up there and stand in the corner, and they saw on the LiDAR there was an energy beside me and behind me moving around. And long story short, all of a sudden it looked like my head was lopped off or just hung like I was being hung.
Mm-hmm.
And I could feel it. And they walked up and you could see the goosebumps on the arms and all that. And it felt like something touching my leg or doing something to it. And it was all showing on the LiDAR.
Mm-hmm. I thought that was a really cool. And like it was all the way around you. Like it was touching your arm. It was moving
Hmm.
above your head. It was making part of your head disappear, part of your arm disappear where it was encasing you. Like it was really good.
Indeed, and I could the cool thing about it is I could feel it, and you were even live on your Facebook at that time too.
Yeah. On Reflections of the Paranormal. Y'all go check it out and go back and rewatch it because we were live during that, and I was showing the lidar that Spotted Ghost developed. So y'all check that out too. I got to get that on my phone. I
I,
was really amazed with it.
yeah, I got a video that I can upload. I don't know if I uploaded it yet or not.
I don't know, but you do need to upload it.
Yeah, because I did a screen.
Mhm.
No, I was somehow I was recording it because I was watching your live stream on my phone. Yeah, I was screen recording your live stream on my phone as that was going on because you were watching Tanya's phone too and showing them. So
Yeah, because it was amazing to me. It really was. I was really impressed with this new app that Spotted Ghost developed. I was very, very impressed because the thing of it is, you could see when Dustin was standing back there, but you could see this mist thing cover the window. Then you could see
uh,
it come around Dustin, and then you could see it trim out his because it's like looking at thermal.
I'll be back and let's see if I uploaded it, and if I did, I'm gonna post the link in here. I'll be back.
All right, yeah, definitely. And so we had quite a bit of interaction. Um, we had cat ball going off, K2s were going off. Um, we had we got a few names. We were downstairs in the jail, and like things were going crazy down there. Um, it was definitely a wild night. And I mean that we only done that for a few hours. That was just something that because we had the event the next night, that was just something that we had set up for all of us to go. And Zeke, he didn't come uh because he had such a long drive and he wanted to be there when Bethany showed up, and he decided not to go. But it was just something that we had put together to just do for a few hours as downtime for us friends. And just those few hours alone, we had so much activity. It was crazy. Yeah. So you could hear things moving around. But Chanel, we've hunted there like so many years, so many times. And I even told them, like, there's a lot of times you can be in there. Bethany, that's a good one for you to go to. Like, you can be upstairs in the Civil War room, and the whole room all the devices will light completely up.
And this is the jail.
Yeah, this is Oldstone Jail.
Now, what's the history of that place? Do you two know?
Yeah.
Way more than I do.
So it was active until I think 1989. I think that was the last year, but it's originally started in I want to say maybe 1884 or something like that. But then they rebuilt it. And so the one that's there now was the early 1900s, maybe 1904, something like that. But it was active. Okay, that was Dustin coming back. It was active until I think it was like 1989, somewhere like that. So you have to be really careful because a lot of the later inmates, even some of them that passed, you have to be careful naming names because a lot of their family's still around. So, but there was, of course, there was hangings at the courthouse. So you're talking about the block over. And then there was several deaths that actually happened inside the Oldstone jail, the jail itself. The spirits will tell you that they were not accidents. Then you'll get a lot of the spirits from the jail itself. You'll get a lot of the sheriffs that was there. There's holes in the floor that they used, and that was their potty hole. But it's weird is because right there at the beginning of the jail itself, there's this concrete block, but it actually has a tunnel that goes down, and we're pretty sure that was all part of the Underground Railroad tunnels that's all through Franklin. So, because, that tunnel runs out to Octagon Hall. So, there's just so much history of that place. And then the Historical Society that's right across the road from it. Oh my God. Like it, usually when you book it, you get both places. And it's been everything from a Ford car factory / shop to a furniture store to a sewing factory upstairs to, oh my God. It's just so much history to even remember. And then, of course, it was farmland before it got industrialized through there or townied. It was farmland. So we've even gotten spirits to interact and talk about when it was actual farmland. Yeah. But that's also the Historical Society is also one of the best, amazing Estes method session I'd ever had. And I know I'm not sure if you were on that night, but if you were, you would remember it that me and Greg and Justin talked about, and we played hide and seek with the kids. Was you on that night, Bethany?
Were you guys live?
We were on here, but not the night we did it. No. We just talked about it one night.
Okay, yeah, I think I remember you guys talking about it.
Yeah. So we had Justin was sitting in a cubby hole, and this cubby hole is like jewelry counters all the way around, except there's this big display case right in front, and he's sitting behind this display case, and there's no way you can see around it, and it's pitch black. And so, being up there, being in the Estes method, can't see nothing, and all you can hear is what's coming through the spirit box through the noise canceling headphones. And we were playing hide and go seek with the child, and the child was coming and finding us, calling us out by name when it found us, told us what we was standing by, called it out. The color of the car Greg was standing by. And I mean, I was standing back there and I couldn't even tell what color it was. I had to literally walk over there with a flashlight to see what color this car was.
Wow.
And then I go and put my hand on this. It's it's a little merry-go-round mechanical thing that you would see out at the grocery store, and it had the little horses on it that rotates around if you put a quarter in it. And so I asked her to tell me her favorite horse, and I'd go put my hand on top of it, and I say, "Is this your favorite horse?" And I'd go through, and she said no on the first one, yes on the second one, no on the third one. Well, I already knew it was going to be the second one anyways, because it was the pretty pink and blue and white, and it was girly side, right? And so I asked her, I said, "Can you tell me the colors that you see on this horse?" Girl, she was calling the colors out that was on that horse. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And there's no way Justin could have seen it because Justin was sitting in the dark and it was way over back, way in the back. So there's no way he could see me. He couldn't see it. Like, it was the most memorable, amazing Estes method experience I've ever had. And I've had some daggone good ones. But that one just took the cake. So, what about you, Chanel? What's your favorites on it?
At the Old Stone Jail.
Yeah. Or the Historical Society, either one.
Gosh. I remember one time we were doing. Actually, I think my favorite night at the Old Stone Jail was the last time that you were working, and I was like, "Hey, we're gonna come up here to this here thing," and you're like, "You're what? Let me get off work, and I'm gonna be there." I think that honestly, just hanging out that night, because that also was a public investigation. That was an event. And we were just, Samantha and I literally decided, like, it was a Friday night, I think. Yeah. And my kids were at their dad's. And Sam was like, "What you doing tonight?" And I was like, "Nothing." And she's like, "Anything that's going on that we can crash?" And I'm like, "Actually, there is." And so I quickly messaged the one of the people and was like, "Hey, question, like, any spaces available?" And they're like, "Yeah, come on, just bring us cash." Cool. But I really just enjoyed hanging out, and like we really didn't even investigate that night.
No, a little bit.
Yeah. But we had so much fun just hanging out. And like, one of my favorite pictures, I was actually wearing this shirt.
Oh,
Shirt. Remember?
yeah. Now that I
think I
can
was
see it, I was lifting up trying to look over your name. I was like, "Is it?" Yeah, it was funny because she calls me and threatens me. She's like, "You better come see me as soon as you get off work. I'm up here around you. You better come see me." Okay.
But yeah, I really just enjoyed hanging out that night.
Yeah.
Somebody that don't want to ever have to interact with again.
Oh, no, that's right. Oh, some people.
But, well, hold on, we could be talking about different things.
Oh, well,
We talked about it earlier.
yes, that's who I was talking about.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
Who thinks they're a God gift to everybody in the paranormal?
Oh
Yeah.
my God. Like, can you have like a big enough inflated sense of self? Like, obviously you got little paranormal bitches just following you everywhere. We are not those bitches.
No, we still ain't.
Like, but I will. Is it okay if
We
I
are
say
not groupie.
Is it okay if I say the person that we love, his name?
No, because if you do, then anybody will know who we're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
But
valid.
we did
But
love
yeah,
the other person.
adored him. Super sweet.
Yeah.
Anyway, that is
Yeah.
that. I think is my favorite time.
Asian person. Yeah. I said, yeah, he was an amazing person.
So sweet.
Amazing person.
Ask, and I may be getting this confused with another location. Was the city of Franklin, was that one of the cities that like the entire town caught on fire at one point in time?
Well, I don't know if it was the entire town, but they did have a big fire up there. Yeah, they did. But I don't know like how much of it, but I know there was a big fire up there.
Okay.
But the city of Franklin did have an airplane pilot who crashed because of a UFO.
Oh.
And it is on, I think, the Discovery Channel on, was it Travelers, maybe?
Yeah, actually, that's a question that I did have. It was briefly talked about something about if you see a blue light, don't go near it.
Oh, the portal.
Yeah, I think Barrett talked about it, about the disappearances.
Yeah, because there is portals on the property, and there's portals out and about, and here's the thing with that. So there's portals all over the world, right? But there is portals that has been saw out there on the property, and there is tales over hundreds of years how people had seen, yeah, blue lights, and even farmers like just disappearing, never saw again, never heard from again, and stuff like that. And they claim to see this blue light and stuff like that. Now I've seen videos, not out there, but I have seen videos of people coming across these portals, and I've seen in the videos it's got this shimmering, reflective, like sparkle in the air. And what I thought is funny and weird is the people's hair it's almost like it's charged. And you know how you take a balloon over somebody's hair, how it'll stand up and stuff like that?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, this lady's hair is doing that. And here it is, like they're standing out and there's nothing around, nothing. And you can tell like the wind's kind of blowing, right? You can tell like there's some wind blowing, but this woman's hair is standing up static. And the hair on her arms is standing up. And here there's all kinds of sparkles and stuff in front of her, like, and sparkles the only way I can describe it. Even sparkle is really not the best term for it, but you could see almost like a haze, I guess, and then these like sparkled energy. I don't know, but I do know that some people say that they can use crystals to tell where portals are. I don't know how to do that. I've never tried it. No, I'm not about to try and find out. I'm not trying to disappear anytime soon. So,
Interesting. Well, do they think it has anything to do with the 39th parallel, or do they just think it's random? Like, what's the theory behind that?
okay, so a lot of portals typically hold around the ley lines. But you've got to have more than just ley lines. So you look, and what's so interesting about Octagon Hall is you have limestone, you have the case system, so you got running water. Then you got the ley lines, and then I don't know if it's the 37th or the 39th, but it's one of the two.
Which is
Parallel
it,
lines.
Dustin? Is it the 37th or the 39th?
Yeah, because whatever the other one is up there around where me and Justin used to go. Justin, was yours the 37th or the 39th up there?
You know what? I can't even remember now.
I get them mixed up, so I don't remember which one
I
was
think
37.
yeah, I think it was the 30. Hold on, I'm trying to picture it. I think it was the 9th.
Okay. Well,
I
if
could be wrong, but it's one of the two.
then Octagon's is the 37th, and if Octagon's is the 39th, then up there around Dustin's is the 37th. I know they flip flop. They're both the way they run. So there is a lot of activity, and typically that is a good point, Bethany. Typically, you will see a lot of UFO interaction around these parallel lines, which is also a lot of times where these portals are. So, yep. You know,
Fascinating.
I've not seen a lot of comment interaction through chat tonight. What's up with that?
I noticed that too. They were quiet tonight.
There was
Yeah.
a lot. There was a lot of people live tonight, so
Ah,
a lot of people were probably at the bigger YouTuber, the more popular ones, which is okay because
Okay.
I know at one time we had up to 10 people in here, so.
Yeah, I still miss my peoples. Y'all guys in chat, say hi. Talk to us so we can say hi to you.
And I'm just having fun listening to all you talk. It makes me
Pretty
happy.
small horsed.
now I thought Billy and Bear had said you saw a ghost train, Vicky.
It was not me. Yes, I did see it, but it was not me. It was our friend Stacy, and her best friend was out there in the slave graveyard area. Well, actually, yeah, it was more along closer to the walkway between the cemeteries. But she was standing out there and got a photo of the ghost train, and it's on fire. It is on fire. Okay. Um,
Now, did it actually? Did the train? Was there ever a train that did catch on fire?
that I do not know. Now, because here's the thing. Um, the trains out there, they quit doing passenger trains. I want to say like, well, that same train track used to run behind my house when I lived in Portland. And I know that my whole life growing up, I never saw a passenger train. So it had to have been at least 50, 60 years ago. All right. And this uh, ghost train that looked like it had fire on it, it was a passenger train because you could see all the little windows that people would sit at, and you could see like the fire through the window. Like you could see it. And it was like raised up above the roof. And it was so crazy. I'll have to try and find that picture, Bethany, and show it to you. It is an amazing photo. But I tell you what, I have.
No, go ahead, Vicky.
Well, my husband was trying to call. I cut him off. I have seen soldiers out there in that field. I have spoke with Native Americans in the wood line back there. You can't even get to the wood line now, but I have talked with Native Americans out there. But I have seen soldiers out there in that field. People have seen, not me, but people have seen UFOs out there in that field. But I've also saw other things, and I don't know what they were, but I have seen other things out there in that field. But what it was, I don't know. It had no defined shape.
Now, what about you, Chanel? Did you ever see a ghost train or soldiers, Native Americans? And actually, Chanel, do you have any like psychic ability or talent or anything of the like?
I feel that
Yes,
I am. I feel that I'm empathic and intuitive. Vicky will tell you different.
Mhm,
She's got a lot more faith in me than I have in myself.
mhm.
She's a little biased. I'm just going to say that.
Does everybody else sound quiet to y'all, or is it just my end?
Since you had to reject Neil, your
Yeah,
sound has changed.
Just a
mine has
little.
changed, but
Yeah,
y'all still sound loud to y'all.
I do. Do I still
Yeah.
sound?
Yeah,
Do I
you,
sound
Yeah.
you
quiet?
all sound fine.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me see. If I can cut myself off and come back then.
But yeah, so I'll continue to answer your question. But yeah, so I'm very much empathic. I'm not highly intuitive. Vicky will tell you different. She thinks that I'm more gifted than I think that I am. But once again, she's biased. And so, but as far as if I've ever seen like a ghost train, I've never seen a ghost train there personally. I'd love to. I think that'd be really cool. I've also not seen I've actually never seen, well, no, I take it back. I've not seen like a soldier. I did, however, when I was in the attic, have a soldier whisper in my ear and scare the crap out of me because I was there by myself.
What do you
I love the
say?
attic. All he said was hello, but it was my very, very first investigation. And investigation jitters are a thing. And now, like when I see like new baby investigators, ones that are just like coming into the field or whatever, and it's like, oh, on like their first investigations, like you're so cute. Like it's so cute. It's adorable. Hi, say something, Vicky.
Hello, everybody. Hi, Karen in chat.
First one, I was in the attic by myself. Yeah, and then he just come up and it's on like the voice recorder and it's just like whispering, and I'm like, what the heck? Get me out of here. But now I can go into the attic and like I have no problem as long as there's not snakes up there, because yeah. But me getting into the attic can sometimes be problematic.
Yeah, that's one thing I wanted to do to get up there, and I didn't get the chance to go up there to the attic that night. October, gotta get up there.
Yeah, you need to get up there. I know I was having to stand underneath Chanel. I'm like, you got it. I got you. I got you, boo. And then when she was coming down, I thought she jumped from the third step off. Nope, I'm down. I'm down.
Ladders. Yes,
Yeah.
ladders. I'm not afraid of heights. I'm afraid of ladders. And I know exactly where it comes from. It comes from my dad had this old rickety ladder that was probably from the 1700s. I don't know how it was still together. And when I was about 20, so like 5 years ago, we'll say. If you believe that, I'll tell you another one.
Right.
But yeah, so it was about 5 years ago.
Yeah, we're gonna let you go with it.
I can take it. I could believe you. I've seen you.
Oh, this is my current favorite.
Actually, seriously, like I've seen you. I could believe it. It was like when Vicky, like I couldn't believe it when I seriously could not believe it when you said that how old you were. So
I'll be 47 in just a few months. It's still hard for me to believe. I'm like, what?
oh my, yeah, no, you don't look it.
Thank you.
I'm going on 29 again this year.
Do what?
I'm going on 29 again this year.
That's right. You turned 29. I want to know. You know what? What are y'all going to do for my birthday?
January 18th, right?
January 18th. Yes. I do for everybody else. What are y'all going to do for my birthday this year?
What do you want?
You have to wait and see.
No spiders.
But
Bethany, you got to be in on it.
you ladies keep it going, and you got it good. You still got people that are lurking. I went and checked the analytics. You still got people lurking and watching. So,
Awesome.
whenever you want to end it. But the show's yours. I got to be up in 6 hours. So I'm going to eat some cereal and get some snoozy time.
Gotcha. I don't think we're going to be on much longer. But my chat froze a while ago, so I didn't even see Myers' comment, and he said good night.
Yeah, mine froze too. So
Did yours? Maybe that's what the problem was, because we wasn't seeing any interaction through chat.
yeah.
So maybe that's
But Chanel, thank you for everything that you do. Thank you for being up. You are always welcome on any stream you want to come up on. Just come up. And Beth, thank you also for everything that you and Zeke do. And Mama
And
Vicky, of course.
anytime Zeke was sorry he had to run, he wasn't feeling
Yeah,
too well.
yeah. He sent me a message. I told him it was okay.
yeah. He sent me a message too, and I shook my head. I don't know if he's seen it, but I shook my head at him.
But
Bless his
much
heart.
love to you, ladies.
All right. Good night, brother Dustin.
Night.
Good night,
Bye-bye.
Dustin.
I'll tell you what. We'll go ahead and call it a night, and we can jump into the private chat for a few minutes if y'all are ready.
Yes.
All right. I'm going to let Miss Chanel, you're our guest tonight. So I'm going to let you start off telling everybody good night and whatever you want to say.
Oh, well, good night, everybody. Thank y'all for tuning in. I just love being here. Every time I come on here, it's always a good show. And I appreciate and love every single one of y'all and everything that we do. So thank you. Oh, and if y'all are not already following Reflections of the Paranormal, PPR Investigations, Yo Baby, or Ezekiel, please go on, support them, give them some love on the gram, on the TikToks, on the YouTubes, on all the things. Give them some love if you're not already doing that.
Thank you, honey. Beth?
Absolutely. If you don't already follow these fine people, please do. Their channels are amazing. These are amazing people. Even if you're a skeptic like me, it's still a lot of fun, and who knows, you might be surprised. And personally, I'm kind of hoping that one day I will be, and I'm pretty confident I will be. So much love to all of you out there, and stay safe and keep hunting for whatever makes you smile.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you, Beth. Stick with me, kid. You'll see some spookles.
Good.
Thank you to everybody in chat. We couldn't do it without y'all. We love you all very much. And I know Dustin would tell y'all thank you as well. If he was still on here, of course, he had to skedaddle. Zeke would tell y'all thank you so much because I know he appreciates everybody coming on. And if Tanya was able to be up here, she would also say thank y'all so much. We love and adore every one of y'all that come in chat. Y'all are like family to us, and we appreciate y'all so much. So much. Whether you stay for 2 minutes, whether you stay for 20 minutes, 3 or 4 hours like we do, it does not matter. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much for coming. And with that being said, we do have our novice hunt coming up. It will be at Octagon Hall, so make sure you go to Octagon Hall website, octagonhall.com. Look for the novice hunts. Our weekend will be October the 6th and 7th. Chanel's weekend for the Elite Vixens is October 20th and 21st. Is that right, Chanel?
Yes.
All right. So with that being said, we love y'all. Have a good night. And if you see somebody without a smile, give them yours.
Is this what giving up feels like? I don't know, I don't know. Tell me, have I lost my mind? Nowhere to go, so far from home. Is this what giving up feels like? I don't know, I don't know. Tell me, have I lost my mind? So I break these walls and hold my head up high, and I spread my ground until the day I die. As the rain falls down, there's no more tears to cry, tears to cry. So I break these walls and hold my head up high. No, I'm not giving in. No, I'm not giving in. No, I'm not giving
Good night, everybody. Good night, Brother Dustin. Even though you're not on here, we love you.